Hey guys, Pt.1 here, and today we're doing a tutorial of how to make tools with the Tinker's Construct mod. So basically we're going to be playing in the Attack of the BT mod pack, so as well as having the Tinker's Construct mod, there's probably a lot of other mods that are doing stuff that you wouldn't get if you just had the Tinker's Construct mod on its own. So basically, if we're making tools in the same way as my hammer and my rapier, we start off with these things called blank patterns. Now these are crafted using 2 wooden planks, like any type of wooden planks, in a diagonal like that, and the sticks in a diagonal like that. And you'll get 1 blank pattern for that. Once you've made your blank pattern, you go over to the stencil table. Now the stencil table is made with... We've got the blank pattern and oak wood like that, and you get 1 stencil table for that. And, well, it's showing here that you can make it out of any type of wood actually. So, once you've got your stencil table, you put in 1 pattern, and basically you've got loads of different templates that you can make out of it, the different patterns. So, I'm going to leave a website in the description where you can find out what different patterns you're going to need for the tool you're making. There'll be basically a link to a wiki page, and once you get there it should show you, it'll tell you how many of each of the parts you'll need for the tool that you're making. Or you could just go into the tool forge and it will show you, but it's up to you. So if we make a sword, well, I won't make one because I've got loads of patterns in the chest over here, but you get the idea. So once you've made your pattern, let's say if we're making a hammer, you go over to the part builder. Now the part builder is made by the blank pattern along with just normal tree trunk wood, so that can be any type of tree trunk wood. So once you've got your part builder, you put in, I believe you actually need 2 of these patterns. So yeah, you're going to need 2 of the patterns for every type of part you're going to make, and then you combine that with whatever you're going to make it out of. Now for the purpose of this, because we're going to be smelting them after, we're only going to make it out of stone. You can't make it out of, you can make it out of wood if you're just planning to make a wooden one or a stone one out of stone. But if you're going to do the smelting, you need a stone one, otherwise it would melt the wood when it's smelting. So once you've got that, you could, if you wanted to, make a stone one straight away and put in the stone hammerhead along with stone plates and a stone tough tool rod. But at the moment, we're not going to, because we're going to show you how to make it when smelting it. So for smelting it, you need, basically if you're using iron, gold, anything like that to make your tool, you're going to need to smelt it. So you can't just make it straight into the tool forge. Now, you can, if you like, make a combination of different materials for your tool. So for that, you still make everything out of stone, but when you smelt, you make it out of different materials and put it into here. So for smelting, what we do is, if we've got, you need a smeltery obviously, and we've got the casting table here and the seared faucet set up. Now, if we get our stone hammerhead and place it in the casting table like so, it'll lay itself down. Now, we need to have some gold in the smeltery, so we've already got some in, but for the purpose of it, I'm just going to put some more in. And you should see it'll start melting, but once it's melted, you go down to where it says molten gold and click it to send it to the bottom. And when it's on the bottom, you should be able to just right click the faucet like that, and it will fill up and stop by itself. And once it's done, you can click that and click once again to get your stuff back. So then we've got the hammerhead cast, and we've got our hammerhead back. So I'm just going to put the hammerhead in the chest. Now for the rest of the hammer, we also need a tough tool rod and large plates. So once you've got your patterns, you put the pattern down on the smeltery casting table. Then you go into the smeltery and smelt whatever material you want to make the tool out of. So you can use iron, steel, obsidian, copper, gold, anything like that. But basically, because we've already got some iron, I'm going to put that to the bottom. So it always has to be on the bottom if you want to smelt it into the, cast it into the casting table. So then once we've got that, we pour it out and wait for it to pour out and set, and it will turn itself off, and just wait. And I'm back with some iron. Now just a quick note, you can also use iron ore for smelting straight into the smeltery, so you don't have to already have smelted your iron when you're putting it into the smeltery. So we put the iron at the bottom, we can finish off casting this now. And there we go, so we've got our iron hammerhead. Now, let's say we've got our iron hammer that we can see down here, and it's iron hammerhead in my inventory. So if we want to make it in this similar way to what I've done here with having obsidian and bronze sides, we use the large plates. So when we get the large plate, we put it down, and we won't have enough obsidian, we probably have enough copper. So we'll put the copper at the bottom and cast the copper into the large plate cast. Right there, we've got our copper large plate now. So we've got one copper large plate. Now if we use the large plate cast again, and we can make a gold large plate. Go with that. Hang on, what's wrong? Gold. Ah, you can't actually use gold. Just found that out now. Okay. So I guess we'll make another iron one then. So if we put that down and cast iron. And wait for it to cast. There we go, so we've got iron now. So we've got our, if you visualize it in the same way that it does in the thing, and all we need now is the tough tool rod cast, which, yeah, it's the right one. Right, so if we get, what can we make this out of? We'll try gold, I don't know. I don't think you can use gold, it doesn't look like it. What have we got? Some of copper. What's the material cost of this? 3, yeah, that'll work. So each, just as a note there, each of these has a material cost. So that will pop up, if I think it's NEI that does that, so that will pop up when you hover over the item. It will tell you the material cost of that item. And that will basically mean that, see, we've got 5 ingots of copper here, so it will have 2 ingots left over because there's 3 material cost. So if we cast that, and there we've got our tough tool rod. So now we've got all of the parts required to make the hammer. So if we go into the tool forge, select the tool that we want to make, which is a hammer, and put the iron hammerhead in the large plate, and the handle, and we've got our hammer there. So that's plus 5 attack damage, reinforced 1. And that concludes our tutorial today for making tools with the Tinker's Construct mod. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, please like, favorite and subscribe, and we'll probably be bringing you more of these tutorials on the Attack the BT mods soon. Thanks again, bye.